to Project Partner series on the benefits of Oracle Cloud ERP for the engineering and construction industry. This industry is no stranger to challenges, whether it's complex project management needs to stringent budget control. Amidst these challenges lies an opportunity to revolutionize the way projects are planned, executed, and managed. Oracle's Cloud ERP empowers organizations to unlock efficiency and achieve unprecedented levels of success. Our experts will explore enabling the PMO with Cloud ERP in today's episode.
Niraj, how does Oracle Cloud ERP enable the project management office in the E&C industry?
So the Oracle Cloud ERP with its PPM functions provides the core of the financial project management functionality that is needed by both project managers and the PMO to manage and monitor project execution. So, for example, how you plan for a project in terms of your financial planning, your budgets, your forecasts, your change orders, and all of these are things that the PMO very specifically monitors with specific KPIs. And these KPIs are what basically are driven primarily from data and functionality in the Cloud ERP.
Can you explain the specific features and functionalities of Oracle Cloud ERP that support the PMO? And could you also provide some insights into how these tools contribute to the PMO's effectiveness?
Sure. So let's start at the very basics, right? With the Oracle Cloud ERP and the PPM module therein, when you are basically setting up a project, you start at the basics. When you're setting up a project, the very first thing you do is you basically look at setting up your work breakdown structure and scheduling your project. So the financial project plan feature in Cloud PPM enables you to do that. It enables you to define your work breakdown structure. It defines you to staff your breakdown structure or your tasks with the right type of resources, both generic resources like roles or material or things like that, or even specific resources like named person like Bruce or Niraj or Kristen, whatever the case may be. Now, you take that as a first step and you translate that then into your project budget, which basically says, so what is it that I'm planning to spend in executing this project? Now, that cost portion then translates into what is it that I expect to get from a revenue perspective for a given project. And that typically either drives from cost or it drives from your agreement that you have with the customer in case it's like a fixed price or a lump sum project. Then when you get into the execution function, you have the PM submitting a periodic forecast, which basically tells the PMO how the project is performing today. And based on the performance to date, where does the PM think the project is going to end up? Right. So along with that information, along with the progress that has actually been achieved on the project, provide some very key KPIs for the PMO to monitor the project, not just as a single project, but also as a portfolio of projects that a PMO is managing too. So things like earned value, things like physical percent complete, things like financial percent complete, things like cost versus revenue, cost versus budget, actual cost versus budget. These are all KPIs that the PMO manages too.
So Bruce, can you elaborate on how connecting Oracle Cloud ERP with a PMIS can streamline coordination, scheduling, and tracking of project tasks, resources, and milestones?
Sure. By connecting your Oracle Cloud ERP with a PMIS system, the project managers can fully manage the project from the PMIS system while supporting the finance team's needs via integrations. These integrations allow the ebb and flow of the project lifecycle to drive items such as forecasting, resource demand, deliverables, and/or milestones, thereby keeping your operations teams and your finance teams in sync.
Niraj, how does Oracle Cloud ERP handle the financial management for the PMO, ensuring accurate budgeting, forecasting, and cost control?
So that's a great question, Kristen. So basically, the PPM module within the Cloud ERP provides a significant amount of flexibility in how you budget and forecast for your projects. This is where the value comes into the PMO, and it provides the ability for the PMO to really manage things at a more accurate basis. So let's start with the simple budgeting function. Oracle, with its planning resource list function, the RBS, resource breakdown structure function, gives you as an organization the ability to determine what is the granularity at which you want to plan your project. You could be planning down, at the very detailed level by actually each individual who's going to be working on your project, or at a higher level by planning for simply things like labor and material and subcontractor and other such categories. Now, you may want to do both depending on the type of project you're executing. If it's a very simple, short project, you may want to plan at a high level. If it's a very long, complex, high value project, you may want to do more detailed planning. So all of these are what basically provide for accuracy that the PMO is looking for in how their projects are basically planned for. And then similarly, during execution, forecasting follows the same options that you use for budgeting. So therefore, forecasting then also gives you the same level of granularity and the flexibility of the granularity, both depending on the type of project you're executing and the type of work you're doing from that perspective. Finally, from a cost control basis, there are two different things that you can do with Oracle. One is basically called transaction controls, which allows you to specify what types of cost are allowed to hit specific projects and tasks. And the second is budgetary controls, which allow you to basically limit how much of a commitment you can basically charge to a given project or task based on your budget. And those two things provide a fairly significant level of granularity and control of what you want to basically achieve from a PMO perspective.
Thank you. And Bruce, how can the interconnected financial execution and delivery tools impact decision-making and performance evaluation within the PMO?
The interconnected financial and execution tools, as we've listed, provide a complete, robust solution for the PMO. By leveraging a PMIS solution, the PMO can build detailed bottom-up budgets and forecasts based upon resources down to the lowest task level. During the execution phase of the project, physical percentages of completion can be recorded against these tasks, which in turn can be leveraged to calculate your earned value performance. Your earned value performance is then leveraged in your forecast generation, which typically drives your revenue recognition and your billing for E&C firms. So it provides a complete end-to-end look from an operational performance and financial performance perspective of the overall project.
And could you share any success stories or case studies of E&C companies that have implemented Oracle Cloud ERP with a PMIS to enable the PMO? What are the outcomes and business impacts experienced by these organizations?
Sure, there are many E&C firms that have implemented a PMIS solution in conjunction with their ERP. You look at firms like SNC-Lavalin, AECOM, Burns & Mac, et cetera. The particular PMIS solutions have ranged from across a variety of products, from Oracle's Primavera solutions or Ecosys and others. These companies leverage the detailed execution management functionality in their PMIS tool to allow them to properly derive detailed forecasts that support their revenue recognition and billing efforts.
Thank you, Bruce and Niraj, for your insight. Be sure to tune in and watch our next episode in the series where we will dive into improving and protecting your margins.